Hammer. Hit it like a man, boy. Not like a crazy man. Like a working man. No, it ain't a working man. There you go. Try to hit it straight. Use your foot, Luke. You put your foot kind of, well, if it's leaning, whatever way it's leaning, you use your foot to push it back straight. Yep, like that. And then you hit it while your foot's there. Like a man, boy. There you go. There you go. Urgh. Like it owes you money. Well, y'all, it's that time of year again. It's tater time. We're gonna be doing our taters today. Let's kind of show y'all what I'm doing. And dog ate something that went down the wrong pipe. That's my dog. I don't know if you can tell, I got one row I did last night already. That way it's not so much of on me trying to get. I'm not doing nears what you seen in my other video. I'm not doing like I did last year and doing 9 rows. I can't just for rotation. But I am gonna probably do 3 big rows here, and then over, I don't know if you can tell, over in that back corner over there, I haven't had any taters over there at all, so we might get 3 small rows over there, and that ought to be plenty for me, for ourselves and friends and family. Go on, dog, get out of here. And neighbors and everybody that wants taters, we'll have plenty enough to give away. So if we run like we did last year, especially this front part of the garden, we were running an average about 250 pounds a row. So 3 rows with there, and then hopefully we'll see if that if it yields the same over there in that 1 square. Far as the for the distance of it, see what we get. So anyway, y'all come along if you want to, and I'll just kind of show you what I do for the taters. Let's go. All right, y'all. So I know you can't really see me, but I got this year, instead of using the regular garden hoe, I just went ahead and broke down and bought. It's like 20 bucks, and bought this Farron hoe, is what I call it. Generally, I just take a regular garden hoe at an angle, and just take just a little, probably a couple inch deep Farrow for my fertilize and Epsom salt. I put in down there for help get the taters going. But one of these is just kind of nice. Instead of having to hold that garden hoe at an angle, I can just run straight on with this. So obviously, I guess I should have pointed out, got a string line, so I put a string line out. That way I obviously make my rows straight as it can be, and measure off from a previous row. So the first row sets the kind of the precedence, whatever that word is, and then I like to pull about 4.5 to 5 foot from the string line that was above this one to this. So from middle of the row to this being going to be the middle of the row where the taters are going to be directly under, it's about 5 feet, and that gives me enough to pull when I'm hilling the taters. I got enough to break over the top. For one, that's the biggest thing, to have enough. I got enough dirt I can pull up over them. And the other thing is water consumption too. It takes less. Well, I guess to say it doesn't take less water, because the way I water it, I just hose everything. But the plants that are getting it are the ones that I want right here. So anyway, mainly like I say for dirt, and obviously being able to pull big wheelbarrows down this and wagons and whatnot. Got plenty of room. But anyway, we all can tell. I think you can. Well, I say I'll just come through here. I'll come through here and just kind of bust a little farrow through. Let's say about a couple inches deep. And that is it. All the way down. Doing that. Yep. All right, next thing that I like to do, because if I hadn't said it before, this is not a how-to, it's it's the way I do it, and I like the way it works for me, and that's good enough for me. So anyway, it's good to have some magnesium, I think, for the potatoes, and you can get that pretty cheaply by just going to your local Walmart and getting you a big old bag of Epsom salt, which is magnesium mostly. And I've never really measured it, I just kind of go by looks. Take me a handful of it, and I'm just trying to sling it pretty much in that furrow right there that I made. And I'll go all the way down doing this. Ain't gotta be perfect. This is what I do. Alright y'all, so next thing that I put down is fertilizer. This is a 832-16 blend, so it's higher on your phosphorus and potassium, which is what potatoes, generally being a root crop, they're a lot heavier feeders on the last two, potassium and phosphorus, potassium. Still need nitrogen though, so let's say it's got a little bit in it. I've done a soil test on our property, or at least in this area of land that we really use. You know, the raised beds are one thing. I can control those a little easier, but such a bigger area for us, it's a little, you know, I'm kind of having to be generic when I soil test it. So anyway, we pretty much have non-existent potassium and phosphorus, and just a smidge of nitrogen, what's in the soil. So I've been every year adding with chicken compost. It just takes a long time for compost to break down here because the winter pretty much just halts that. So you kind of really got to wait. So anyway, for the potassium phosphorus, because I need a lot, we're trying to do quite a bit. I use the fertilizer for that, and then once they start coming up, I'll hit them with a liquid fertilizer that I do from rabbit manure, some chicken manure, and stuff like that, urine, stuff like that. So, but yeah, for the roots, being that the root crop, same principle with that. I just sling it down through here, and that try to, you know, make mostly in this furrow. I'm not going crazy heavy with it. So that's it. I barely used much of nothing on it, and let's see, I scattered that down through there. And what I'm gonna do, go grab my rake. And then all I do is just knock a little bit of dirt back over the top where it's level or flush, however you want to say it, with the natural level or thereabouts of the ground. So the static level, I call it static level. I don't know if that's a technical term, and I'm not technical person anyway, but I'm just trying to make it, I rake it back level to what, after I till it, roughly thereabout, you know, because I'm walking on it, so it's kind of squishing down right here. And then I'll, to me, for what I found, I feel like the best bet for us that are having to deal with such cold ground all year round, it doesn't really matter, even in the summertime, is putting the potato seed right on top. So anywhere else that I'm aware of, or at least I can speak for, like down south where I'm from originally, we would dig a furrow beneath the level of the ground for your potato to go and then mound up over it. But here, because even the ground, you know, even when in the summertime when it gets 80 and 90 degrees, we get about a month of that generally, pretty good month of that. The ground is still 60s, 65 or so, and every inch you go down, it's a few degrees colder. And the first year I tried growing potatoes, here anyway, I had a lot of dead spots in the garden and throughout the rows and stuff. And for those that don't know, and felt like the biggest problem was just because the ground was so cold, because I did it kind of traditionally, like I was talking about, down in the ground. The following year I'm doing like this on top of it, and then I mound over the top. So the potato actually will end up being, your potatoes will be growing above the ground actually, because when I'm raking this ground, that's lowering that ground, raising this up, and this will get a lot more heat because the potato will be kind of like almost floating in the middle up here, and the ground will be lower because I'm raking this up, and this will be absorbing a lot more heat from the sun, keeping it warmer than what it'd be if it was below the ground. A lot better, and I feel that helps out a lot. So anyway, that's the goal. So like I'm saying is, then the potato will be sitting here. Once it starts growing, and it'll absorb the fertilizing magnesium through the ground, like I said, because it's only about an inch or so of cover that I don't know. Maybe you don't have to do that. I do it. But anyway, so it'll be laying on there, and then I'll hill. Once I put the potatoes down, I'll hill it over. But got to get this leveled out first, and then I'll bring you back to the next step. All right, y'all. So, hope you can see me. I think you can. So it's tater time. It's tater seeds time. So you see, we got our seeds, and these ones have been going. They've been running. I didn't have time to cut them. I've heard a lot, I guess, on YouTube and the internet about, there's like a big, seems like, discussion about cutting the runners or not cutting the runners. I don't know. We'll see how it does this year. Last year I had cut all these back, and you know, with 9 rows we had last year, 75 feet long. We had 1,750 pounds of potatoes off this one spot, and this is only about length and width wise. It's close, if not, I think it's right at 1/8 of an acre. So it's not huge by any means. There's plenty of bigger plots of growing land, but I feel it's pretty good for 1/8 of an acre. So, and I did that with cut. You know, these were all cut, all the runners or whatever you want to call these. So anyway, we'll do it this year. I'm just gonna let them go. I don't feel like I just have time to cut them, and it's not the end of the world because you can just lay them down like that. And what I'll do is, because these are already turning green, that'll be the leaves and everything. So I'll just leave that one like that, and when I mount it up, it'll be up probably about that high. And then ones that are lower, like this guy, this is a red. You know, I'll just leave him like, you know, I'm spacing them probably 16 inches or so, at least 18. And I'll try to pull them up a little bit when I mound the dirt up. I mean, you can even do it while you're sitting here and kind of build them up a little bit, give them a little, but they'll find their way up. So anyway, just gonna go through. Since we had so many, also, I guess, by the way, we had so many potatoes last year, and we gave away, I felt like 90% of it, because we didn't need that many potatoes. We still probably have we had probably 400 or so in the house, if not more than that, pounds. So we have more than enough potatoes. We didn't eat all of them, which is fine, because we can just, that's why I don't want to technically eat all of them, because I need them for seed. So this year, instead of having to, also last year I cut them and chit them. So, you know, like this one, obviously got a big eye, this growing out right here. That might be one, but right here, there's another spot where the potato's trying to grow another shoot or runner or whatever you want to call it. So technically you could cut this thing in half, and then that would be a potato plant, and this would be a potato plant. Last year that's what I did, because I didn't have as much potatoes left over to do this entire spot. But now that I'm only doing 3 big rows and then a little spot over there, and we have extra, I'm just gonna do the whole potato this year because we have it. But if not, it wouldn't be the end of the world. I just cut them, and like I was saying, last year it worked really well for us cutting them, because I've heard that also about cutting them or not cutting them, and we had a great yield cutting them last year. So I don't see why we wouldn't have a good year this year as well, just doing them whole. So anyway, like I was saying, you can see, but he kind of works out too. He's already pointing towards the sky, so that guy will be like that. And then these long ones, like I was saying, you know, I don't got all the time in the world to mess with them, but just leave them there and they'll figure themselves out. So yeah, it's gonna be planting. Somebody's having fun. I'm having fun too. This ain't that kind of fun. Like saying, these long ones, I'm just gonna roll them around. I don't know if I've said the varieties. We've got Yukon Gold, Cherry Red, German Butterball, French Fingerling is what these guys are. This is a red Yukon. Oh, and some purple. So Purple Majesties, I believe. I think that's all of them. And I've let them just, the first year I saved them, I had to, boy, they got all wrapped up and tangled up. I didn't know what, I still don't know what I'm doing, but I knew less at the time. So I just had to heck with it and planted them all together. And apparently also found out when they flower and they pollinate, they're going to cross-pollinate, because I didn't even think about it. So now they're kind of like a hybrid. I'm growing this kind of cool. I don't know, I'm just letting them go and hybridize into like a super potato for, or at least my area maybe. So we're getting like these Yukon Golds now that have like cherry red spots where the eyes come out. The Yukon Gold, where he has some of them where the eyes come out, they're red and it looks like a cherry, kind of like mixed Yukon Gold, and they're not quite as yellow. They're a little more whiter. They eat really good. I'm not too much of a tater snob, I guess, and nobody's a snob, but I just eat potatoes. I don't really get too, which is better. I'll just eat them all. So anyway, I'm just letting them all cross, and we'll see what we get. Year after year after year. This is like the third year we've saved our own potato seeds. So eventually we may end up with some really cool, really, really cool hybrid looking things. So I don't know, I think it's kind of fun. They all leak to me, so they'll stink up the grease, as we say down in Alabama. Yeah, that's all I'm doing. Just gonna take her time, lay them out. No rhyme or reason. Don't really care what goes where. Alright, y'all, so that's basically it. Now it is just the seemingly unending process of raking the dirt up the side. And like I was saying, some of these, if you can, it's not really the end of the world to me, but I'll try to kind of give them a little hand out, help them up, get them up the soil a little bit if I can. I need to get looking at it. I need to get the string out of the way. But that's basically it. You know what I'm saying? And if you want, I can pull it up, pull it up like that and then cover it up. Not in a huge hurry, but we've had a lot of rain this last 2 days for whatever reason. Like all of a sudden, just flip a switch. Been super dry. Guess I ought not to complain. It's super dry, and now it's just rain and rain, which we need it. So anyway, I got wet yesterday putting that one in. So hopefully we can get these few rows done today, not get too dang soaked. But that's all I'm doing. Is, like I said, I'm gonna take this out of the way here, but I gotta measure it before I take it down. But I just, like I say, I'll try to pull it up about a little over halfway over the top, and then you come back on the other side, and that's kind of like the roll it over, and it kind of seals it off. So you're not trying to completely, rake one whole side and cover the whole thing from one. You're splitting the difference. Half of that, half of this. So I'm saying, that's all I've been doing. All I do is just come through here, chuck a little on it. I'm only putting about 6 to 8 inches of cover over the top of it, roughly. And like I say, I'll go down this side and come back up. I'm gonna move this string because it is in my way. Get my tape measure, pull it off, and we're ready to go. And we're doing it the less all right, guys, this, I'm like, hey, all right, we're doing this, I'm not trying to be
So
all.
I just watch you do it, and then.
No, come here.
Oh.
Well, you got to keep it, boy. All right. So I got some muscle now. We got some serious muscle. We got the Luke muscle now. So I'm gonna show Luke. Now he's got his chores done inside. So Luke, this right here's gonna cut. It's called a farrow. So you just want to follow straight under this line. We're trying to dig like a little trench, basically. Straight under here. You ain't gotta go fast. Like that. Right here. Yep. Just kind of walk with it. Yep. And then once we go this way, I kind of go back and just touch it up a little bit. Well, it might be okay. Good job. So we'll just kind of clean this up right here. All right. So that's where we got to put our fertilize and Epsom salt. So we'll go grab that. Grab that bag of salt for me, please. I'll show you. Pretty simple.
Oh, that's actually heavier than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Just straight salt,
It's
like actual salt.
But salt, you don't want to eat this salt. This will make you sick. This is what you put in a bath. Helps you some. So look, you take handfuls. This is salt, and I'll just in that about like that. You don't want to like super boom in one spot. Which kind of a little more. About like, see how I got mine. Yep. And you got smaller hands, so if I can say that, it's gonna take you. All right. Just do that all the way down. I'm gonna go grab the potatoes while you do that. Here's some of the potato seeds.
Those are seeds. That's just like
Well, when they start growing like that, and we're gonna plant them, then they become potatoes. Technically, we can still eat them. You can just knock all that stuff off, and we can still eat them. Oh, we gotta do fertilizer. All right, same kind of thing. So, you just set that down. Good job. All right. So, this is that fertilize. That's the fertilizer. That's what feeds this helps feed the potatoes grow.
Yeah.
So I kind of, same thing like you did. You don't try to go too heavy. You're just trying to, kind of like that. Okay. You don't want to just, that was a little bit. But you don't want to too heavy. You don't want too light. Too light's probably a little better than too heavy, but a little more. Yeah. I like that. Fine darn job. As Grandpa would say. Potatoes. Oh, there you go. mosquitoes.
That mosquito only had one wing.
Huh?
Yeah, we
Did?
had one.
Hmm.
Technically we had two because they have two on each side.
Mm-hmm.
So technically we had two.
Alright, you can set that over there
Only on
for me. Yeah, mosquitoes are definitely out.
I don't know how he was flying though.
Alright, so come on here, I'll show you. So now we've got to cover this back up. I put a little bit of dirt on it. Like that. The potatoes, when we set the potatoes, are going to sit right here, and just a little bit of cover from that. So just all you're doing is pushing a little bit of dirt, see? Just a little bit of dirt. Like that. Over the top. Just a little bit. Yeah, I'll just do both sides. Pull from there, you go. Just pull a little bit from each side. There you go. Tell you what, y'all remember that mosquito magnet that we bought last year? I hadn't fired it up yet, but I tell you what, it seems like I think knocked them back to where, like, this year they don't seem as thick as they was last year. Like, I'm kind of wondering if it dampened them, it killed enough of them to where they couldn't breed as many in this area, because I believe mosquitoes don't like really travel far from where they were hatched or something. Like, they have a radius that they kind of hit. I feel like they're definitely here, but they don't seem as thick as we had them like last year out of breakup. Once the snow melts and stuff, we call breakup. The ice melts and everything. They don't seem as thick as they normally are, so that's a good thing. I gotta hook that up one day here soon and get those mosquitoes so we can get that thing going. All right, good job. So we're gonna put some potatoes now. So this, I forgot, I'm gonna do these here, y'all. These are I saved from last year. These are what the purple, you can see very well. Yeah, so these are the purple majesties. I think they're purple majesties. I can't remember us. I got these years ago. We've just been saving them. And I don't really think these have really hybridized any. Like, the other ones have kind of crossed. These ones are still just as purple. If I don't have enough, I'm going to cut some for this row. Probably only have enough for one row, which is okay. But these don't seem to have crossed. I don't know, maybe they did, but they're just as purple and normal, like they've always been. Those other ones, though, you could see, and the French fingerlings too, they don't seem like they've really crossed, but the big potatoes, your reds and golds and whites, they've crossed. But I don't know if there's something different, but maybe they have. So here, looky. Okay. Set. Just bloop, right there. Try to do about a foot across that off of there. That's from another tater. Let me chuck it. I don't want. Yeah, eat them out of there. Here. Grab some. These, I don't even got. Oh, that one's rotten. Look, it's kind of squishy. Don't push it hard. See how it's got like a bubble and like an air bubble?
Yeah.
That's rotten. Some of it, no, I think it's pretty much gone. That's why they don't have anything on it. Yeah, throw that way over there.
Yay!
Throw it in the neighbor's yard. Trying to get these out without breaking the
Stems.
Yep, there we go. Oh yeah, we might have plenty. Look how pretty that one's got. A pretty purple. Let's show them. That one's got a real pretty, pretty purple. Purple's supposed to, purple's supposed to have a lot more, some better antioxidants.
A foot difference.
So, right there. And then we'll have to, this guy
kind of feels rotten. Look at it. Is he rotten? Kind of wrinkly.
He is, but he's trying to grow. We'll try him. Put him right there. Right here, I'll hand him. Just try to be careful because these things will bust off, see?
Oh yeah,
it broke off. It'll grow back, but it's better if we can try to leave them on there. So just, just chuck it. Remember, try not to bend it too much. Nope. Like if you bend it past, it wants to kind of stay like that. So we don't want to bend it. Like it's want to stay like that. Try to keep it like that. I'll just hand them to you. Well, some of these look like some freaky beetle or something. It's funny.
Yeah, like Hercules.
It's funny, those Hercules beetles. It's funny to see the, oh, we might have more than enough. We might be able to get 2 rows of purple. That'd be cool. These are real pretty, real cool to grow. We had a couple like nice ones. We didn't eat any this year because I was trying to save some for seed. I might actually cut him in half because he's just so big.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
That way maybe we get more plants. The little bitty guy. Yeah, he'll still grow. Even these tiny ones.
They're real big.
What I read about in the Great Depression, Luke, that was back in like 1929 to 10 years, and they would actually eat this potato and plant just this part.
That will actually grow?
And they said it grew.
That's actually shocking.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Or even just when they're just coming out of the potato, they would cut that part out.
What?
And
if it's edible, they'll eat it.
Yeah, well, so we're gonna try to plant that little bitty guy. We'll plant him.
How? He's literally the size of my thumb. Like,
yeah.
He's a tad bigger than my thumb.
Might get a little more than 1 row. That's cool. We're gonna try to get these purples. They don't put out like they seem to not put out as many like the other stuff. But there's that one has got stuff growing. So like all these little spots, see how these are tiny? They would cut that out, like real tiny plant. Just a little piece of the potato and that. Apparently they grow. I don't know. So you put 2 right there. 1, a little closer. It's fine. Just leave it there. It might grow.
Oh yeah.
Maybe. See, it's got all these kind of like roots.
Yeah.
So we'll put him right there and put the potato. Please, we'll put him right there too. We'll try him and we'll stick that one.
So I'm like kind of attached to it.
So we'll try. See, I'm gonna throw a little one right there. Look too. Right in between that one. Oh, these little tiny guys. Look at this one.
He's the size of my thumb.
Yeah, here, put him. Just like drop. We'll put him right there.
Oh yeah, he is actually smaller than my thumb.
Yeah. He's little. And like even this one, so this like look like roots. So we're gonna try.
Like the kind of.
We'll see.
Put them in the dirt.
Yeah, why not? Can't hurt to try. We'll put them down in there. See what happens. These purple ones are. Well, that's a whole one. That one's broke off. We'll try it. Can't hurt to try. We already got other potatoes, so. Oh, good. We still got enough maybe for a whole nother row, and I'll cut this. We'll show everybody the ones that hadn't seen. And y'all, it's also a big thing on YouTube and well the whole internet world is about cutting them and letting them dry. But I've had just as good luck, or I don't really like luck, success. Throwing them straight in the ground, still wet like this, and or dry. I don't really notice no different. So yeah, look how pretty. Y'all see? Let me get one of them cool YouTube close-ups. Bam. Look how pretty. Look. See?
Dang, nothing's like purple.
I told you.
That's weird.
I know we didn't eat any of these this year because I was trying to save all we
Does
had.
it smell any different? Kind of,
No. Nah, maybe.
Smells like a potato.
It smells like a tater. Maybe
Yeah,
a
it smells
little,
like potato.
little more. I don't know, potent of a tater. I bet you.
I
We
was
might actually
expecting it to smell
we
like
might get-
cucumbers.
Yeah, we might get two rows of purples. That'll be cool.
Yeah, I love cucumbers. So I was kind of expecting it to just like smell like cucumbers.
What?
I don't know why. It just looks like it smells like cucumbers.
All right, so we'll cover them up later, or we're gonna cover them up, but we'll go ahead and do these 3 rows.
And
Like
then-
do like this, and then we'll rake.
So like this is
Because these are small. I ain't worried about like them big ones. We got the big ones knocked out. Let me show them.
we're gonna start right here.
Yep. So y'all can see we got I finished those earlier. I had to go run an errand. So I got those. Man, all them weeds in that raised bed I got to dig out of here. And then, like I say, so anyway, got those big ones done. I didn't measure this. I want to say it is probably about 20 foot long and 17 wide. I didn't measure it lengthwise, but it's definitely longer this way, and that was 17, so this is probably 20. And so we should get about 3 rows off here. Between that and that, we should be, I think we ought to be pretty good. It'll work for us, Lord willing. Luke's doing some ninja stuff with the... There you go. Show them what you got. Alright, y'all, but we're just going to do this, and they'll come back when we're got them all laid out. Luke, you want to grab your rake?
Yeah.
Please. We'll show you how to... So, y'all, we got them all done. Luke did 3 of the rows by himself. I was raking behind him. This is the last row. We actually got 4 in here. I didn't think we'd get 4, but we'll definitely do it. I scrunched them in just a smidge. Instead of doing 5 foot apart, we did 4.5. 4.5 still works really well. I mean, honestly, you could do 4.5 and be all right. That grass was yuck, huh? Meh.
It got stuck in my mouth.
So anyway, here, look, come over here real quick. Let me show you. Oh, let's get this side. Actually, let's pull this up. String it. We don't really need to string it anymore. Set it out. I'll roll it up when we get done.
Okay, that one actually was easier.
Good. Alright. Alright, so come over here for me, Luke. I'll show you. That way I'm not having to holler at you. So you gotta be careful when you're kind of rolling the dirt. So I just kind of grab you rake some, and you see, pull it over. Just right over the side. You don't like pull it way past like this. Just kind of stop. So like, look, yep. So I'll just kind of go about right there. And we'll, about like that. Okay. And then what we'll do, once we get this side.
Like that, kind of?
Well, yeah, but a little bit more. You might have to, like I say, I kind of bite, like bust it up with the rake.
That? Oh.
Yep, just a little more. We gotta put a few inches of dirt over it. You might reach out a little further. There you go. And I'll come behind you. You help bust it up. We'll do that. That'll be better. I think you'll help me. Yeah, just try not to. We don't want to move the potato from where it's at. All right. We gotta get it in the middle, so just all the way across.
Hey, a rock.
Yep. Chuck them rocks. Fun. Alright, got her done. Pick y'all up. Yeah, see our 4 rows, all pretty. That 3 rows over there, them clouds. Now you can tell the wind if it's been blowing on this camera, but it is, we've been having rain on and off all day, and yesterday was rain all day. And trying to get these in before it might rain again. So I ain't looked at the forecast. But that's the biggest thing we wanted to get done. With Lukey's help, got her done. And let me turn this around. Luke. There we go. Hey, I can set this down. I got a tripod. Hey, look at there. What a sky shot. Let me just back up. So anyway, I don't know what date it is today. It's 25th. Okay. So good day. Good day to plant. So anyway, that's the biggest thing I wanted to do. Get the potatoes in. The potatoes are always the first thing we plant. And then around June 5th is when I'll plant everything else. We'll go in the ground. According to the forecast, they say we won't have any chance for freezing. But our technical frost date to frost date is August 30th to May 30th. So that's when you're at, whoever says that's you're at risk for a frost. And any more now, I've learned, and then other experienced people have chimed and given me some good intel, was really June 5th is kind of is where you really need to plant by. Last year, June 4th, we hit 32. So they were right on the money, because June 5th, we were good then ever since June 5th. But what the forecast says, everybody knows how the weathermen's are. So if we get out to about 3 days, 2 to 3 days out from June 5th, and we're still looking okay, then I might plant early, that a few days early, or I'll just break it up, and that way I'm not having to do so much at one time. But our weather, probably like most of y'all, anything more than about 2 days for here, honestly, you're gambling in my mind. I've seen in 1 week, they go from 25 above to 25 below in a week. Or maybe it was 2 weeks, but either way, it was, massive, drastic change in temperature. So I've been burned before relying on that, so I ain't risking it. So a few days or a week, it ain't gonna hurt me none. Everything we have is short season stuff, and it'll grow within the about 90 to 100 day season we have. So anyway, that's it, y'all, for this video. So maybe you found something of interest. I don't believe it was that entertaining at all, but anyway, y'all, man, this camera thing is crazy on this tripod. But y'all, yeah, so thank y'all so much for watching. Let me know what you think, and y'all take care, and as always, everybody, God bless.